enjoy the taste of meat, but I don't eat it. I also enjoy milk and dairy and eggs, but I'm cutting them out of my diet. I feel that my desire to eat something that tastes good isn't worth the consequences of how it came to be on my plate. Animals suffer greatly in order to become our food, and I think animal rights is one of the main reasons why most people become vegan or vegetarian. I know it definitely was for me. But there are so many other important reasons why we should cut out or cut back on animal products. First of all, vegan and vegetarian diets are sustainable. Did you know that factory farming uses a shitload of water? And yeah, shitload, it is a scientific term. It takes anywhere between 50 to 100,000 litres of water to produce just 1 kilo of beef, whereas it only takes about 2,500 litres of water to produce 1 kilo of rice. And we all know that a kilo of rice is going to go a lot further than a kilo of beef. Over 60% of water used in Australia is for agriculture, whereas only 9% of water is for household use, so used by us. So remember when there was those really tight water restrictions and you couldn't even wash your car? Turns out we would have saved a lot more water if we had actually cut back on animal products. And factory farming also takes up so much land. Over 60% of Australian land is taken up by animals used for human consumption. And that doesn't include the land that we use to grow the food for farmed animals. So all of this use and abuse of the land means that a vast majority of land degradation is caused by animal industries. So let me put that into a more personal perspective. A vegan requires only 1/6 of an acre of land to be fed for an entire year, whereas a meat eater requires about 18 times more land than a vegan to be fed for an entire year. Vegan and vegetarian diets could actually end world hunger. We all know that there are way too many starving people in this world, but did you know that we actually produce more than enough food to feed the entire world population? The problem is that that food is going to factory farmed animals in order to produce a lot less food. The world's cattle alone eat enough food to feed the entire world. So next time you think about saying, why do you care about animals so much when there are starving kids in Africa? Just think about what I just told you then. Farmed animals aren't the only victims of the meat industry. Every year, wild animals, including endangered species, are killed due to habitat loss from factory farms and to protect livestock. According to the WWF, the world's population of wildlife has halved in the last 40 years, and that is due to human consumption. While factory farming isn't the only thing responsible for this, it definitely plays a huge role. And factory farming has been blamed for the extinction of some endangered species. And while there's no confirmation, or at least I can't find any confirmation of this, it still gives you something to think about. And our health is another reason to think about cutting out animal products. Eggs, meat, dairy, they're not really that good for us. In fact, research has found that a vegan diet is actually the most healthy diet when done properly. While animal products may have been a benefit to humans at some point in time, it's definitely not the case now. Meat eaters are actually at a higher risk of developing cancer than vegetarians, and vegans are at a lower risk than vegetarians at developing cancer. And there are also a ton of other diseases that we are at a lower risk of getting, such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. For general health and well-being, a well-balanced vegan diet is actually the best diet you can have. Being a vegan or a vegetarian is not about being perfect. It's about minimizing the impact that you have on the world. And I know I'm not perfect. I still consume some animal products, but I'm making changes to transition to veganism. I have to admit, I do kind of find it hard, but I know that once I get there, I'm going to feel really proud of myself and I'm not going to look back. And I know that some people think that what's the point, you're only making a tiny change. But a tiny change is better than no change at all. And you're probably actually making more of an impact than you think. And from my personal experience, I found that once you start making changes and educating yourself, you become more passionate, and your passion rubs off and influences other people. And lots of people making little changes creates a huge change. If you're thinking about making changes and you want to ask me any questions or get advice, leave a comment or feel free to message me directly. I'm also going to leave a heap of links in the description. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.